Good morning, great Americans. It's another great American video on this September 23rd. I used to say at the top of many of my earlier videos that uh, what would cause me to make a video is when I just saw something outrageous in the news, and I would drink a big shot of coffee, plug in the camera, and let it rip. No script. I'm totally unscripted. So please forgive me if I meander a little bit. But this one here, I did see an article this morning, and that caused me to make the video. But this article is nothing new. This has been a trend. Now, I was going to call this part. I just made a video, and I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. And it's a video about the fact that the hateful words, the lies, and the fake news and the hate coming out of the mouths of fake news like CNN and out of the mouths of Democrats literally caused the death of Charlie Kirk. Now, a lot of people have been asking why was Charlie Kirk shot. They ask Elon Musk why Charlie Kirk was shot. And I mean, you can give, it's a subjective question. There's a number of factors, right? But one of them certainly was the lies and the lies that the shooter actually believed, right? These lies, call it fake news, these lies, propaganda, whatever, are coming from fake news and they're coming from Democrat politicians. And as I said, in the actually, oh, I'm sorry. The previous video was not a video at all. It was an article. So this is the video. I wrote the article before. This is the video. So a little correct little error there. But anyway, the lies are really what caused it. And as I wrote at the top of the article, the subtitle was that fake news did not pull the trigger, but the fake news loaded the gun and handed the gun to the killer. Okay, and that's basically true. Well, this video is sort of a follow-up to that, but the title would be so long, all that part two, that it'd be a ridiculous title. So I'm calling this video exactly what it is. I should say exactly what it's about. It's about sheer stupidity and ignorance. And that's what's going on. For a long time, I've been wondering why Democrats, or the only people that are left in the Democrat Party, are complete extremists. And there may be a few old people left over, and they're just too blithering. Just they're not even aware of what's going on. They're just, I was a Democrat back when I voted for Kennedy, and I still am. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm still, there's a few of those. But putting those aside, the only people left in the Democrat Party are extremists and idiots and people who believe hateful, insane ideology. I mean, that's all that's left. Any halfway decent moral person is gone. They may not have become a Republican. Maybe they become an independent or something like that. So what am I talking about here? Now, to the gist of it, the stupidity and the ignorance. As I said in my previous article, the hate and the lies coming from the fake news and the Democrats are really what caused Charlie Kirk's death and other deaths too. The Catholic kids shooting, trying to kill Trump 3 times, all that, all the violence in the streets, all of this stuff about, and all the violence and everything stems from ignorance and stupidity and the words coming out of fake news. And I've been asking myself, how can people be this, and I've often wondered, I'm convinced that there's also a spiritual aspect to it, which I won't go into now. But there is a spiritual aspect to it. If you embrace hate and lies, then if you embrace it, you believe it and you embrace it, then you've opened your soul to bad influences. Let's put it that way. And then those feed upon each other. So there's a little bit of that going on. But here's why I'm making this video. I've noticed a trend, a sort of all the hate and stupidity and the lies and the fake news are sort of coalescing into this one particular trend I have noticed, starting to filter out all the bullshit. And here it is. This bit about fascism, this bit about referring to everything conservative, referring to Charlie Kirk, referring to Trump and Republicans and Make America Great Again movement and anything and everything as fascist. This is utter stupidity and ignorance. And it's coming out, and again, as my article stated, it's originating from the mouths of disgusting liars in the Democrat Party and the fake news media, and it's growing in the minds of ignorant, stupid, ill-informed people. I mean, it's one thing for the fake news and the hate mongers to say, oh, Charlie Kirk's a fascist, Trump is a fascist. But saying it and having people actually believe it are two different things. I mean, a lot of people say a lot of things. A lot of people say that Elvis is alive and well in outer Mongolia, but who believes it? But the ignorance and the stupidity of those who actually believe this is astounding. So I saw, now there's so many articles. I don't really need to put any links to any articles about this because I'm sure you've seen it everywhere, including this whole Antifa thing. And I won't go into explaining that. I'll put a link to that video in my thing too. But just a quick thumbnail, Antifa, anti-fascist. What good are they if there are no fascists to fight, right? So they need the lie and the fake, the false allegation, and they need the lie that Republicans are somehow fascists, and that gives them something to fight against. But they're not, okay? So anyway, there's so many articles out there about this that I can't, there's no use in me putting any links to it. However, I will put one link to the article that set me off this morning. It appeared in Breitbart News this morning. The title is Minneapolis Councilwoman accuses Turning Point USA of having ties to hate-filled ideology. Now, this is just so stupid. And look at the woman in the article, another lard-ass DEI loser from the ghetto who doesn't have the slightest idea what the fuck she's talking about. Minneapolis Councilwoman Robin Wamsley, an independent socialist, well, you gotta be stupid. She's already stupid from the get-go, expressed frustration with the university for allowing an event by TPUSA. What university? Wait a minute, I missed something there. Oh, she criticized TPUSA event, at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Okay, so she expressed frustration with the University of Minnesota Twin Cities for allowing an event by TPUSA. Hate has no place in Minneapolis. So listen, she's doing what many people are doing. She's putting it all out there for everyone to see, that being her ignorance and stupidity, and saying that TPUSA is hate. I mean, there gets to be a point to where this is just unbearable. I've made many videos about the mental illness of the Democrats reaching a critical point, and the hate and the violence coming from the left. And what fuels it is fake news and stupidity. This is the perfect storm. You have ignorant, stupid idiots like this piece of shit, and that's why I'm going to say it, piece of shit Minneapolis Councilwoman Robin Wansley, who says that Turning Point USA has ties to hate-filled ideology and extremism. For what? The only thing Charlie Kirk ever tells people is it's good to be married and have children and give testimony to his Christian faith. I mean, where's the hate? Because he's pro-life, that's hate? Because he's pro-traditional marriage, marriage is between a man and a woman and there's only two genders? Now all of a sudden the truth is hate? These people are maniacal. They have lost their minds. But this bit about, in many other articles, as I said, fascism is starting to become it's starting to become it's starting to become identifiable that every extremist on the extremist left is latching on to this fascism, and it's just a lie. And the amazing thing about this lie is actually the Democrats and the left who resemble fascism far more than Trump or Republicans do. I mean, I'm going to put another link to this video in the description of this video that I really want you to watch about fascism. It's a PragerU. It's only 5 minutes long. You really need to see it because Nazis and communists are two sides of the same coin, okay? Like during World War II, you had your Hitler and your Stalin, brutal dictators. You had your Gestapo and you had your KGB, brutal police forces. You had your concentration camps and you had your gulags, terrible places. You had just murders, they eliminating political rivals, jailing political rivals, killing them, making war. Yeah, we all know that Hitler invaded Poland, but Russia invaded Poland from the other side. And Russia was actually Hitler's ally before Hitler double-crossed them. You can't have people like that allied with each other. Sooner or later, one's going to double-cross the other. And that's when the Soviet Union came to our side. And that's when one of the biggest lies that ever started to take place, that somehow the Soviet Union was an ally, when in fact they were every bit as evil as Hitler. And that, to me, that's one of the stains on the history of World War II. Is it's all really a bunch of bullshit. I mean, we allied with someone who was every bit as evil as Hitler, Stalin, every bit as evil. And socialism permeates both of them, the Nazis and the communists. Socialism. And that's what the left is socialism. Look, I just quoted this article. This stupid, fat, lard-ass Robin Wansley is an independent socialism. And what do you think the word Nazi stands for? National Socialist Workers' Party. When you translate it into German and you turn it into an acronym, it comes out as Nazi. But it's the Socialist German Workers' Party. And the USSR, the Soviet Union, the USSR. What do you think the S's in USSR stand for? The Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. I mean, the fascism, if that's what you want to call it, or the authoritarianism, is on the left. This is your irony. And as always, the Democrats love to accuse others of what they themselves are guilty of. So they're out there, they spread hate, So what do? They accuse Charlie Kirk of spreading hate. No, you're the one spreading hate. They called Trump a fascist, they called MAGA fascist. No, actually, the left are the fascists. Because fascism, socialism, communism are all the same thing. If you have been taught that fascism is a phenomenon of the right and communism is a phenomenon of the left, you have been lied to. You have believed this is false, fake history. It's fake social sciences. It's fake political science. It is not true. When you look at right or left, you're not looking at communism and fascism because they're both the same thing. Okay? When you look at right or left, when you look at the extremes of right or left, you're looking at authoritarianism, right? Rule by iron grip, maybe a dictator or a king. And then at the extreme left, at the extreme right, you have anarchy, right? Which is no authority. Everybody just doing their thing and survival of the fittest and all that kind of stuff. So obviously both of those are not good, right? They're not manageable. So now the United States tends to be somewhere in the middle, a little bit to the right, because we do believe in freedoms, as much freedom as possible, and as small as government as possible, but still enough government to secure the liberties and have a functioning society and a nation of laws, thoughtful, normal laws like against murder and against rape and against stealing, the usual stuff. But freedom, right? So fascism, communism, authoritarianism, monarchy, a real, old-fashioned monarchy, all that is on the extreme left, and absolute total freedom, just running amok, is on the extreme right. And we, as conservatives and Americans, are in the middle, a little touch to the right, right? Because that's where you need to be. You don't want total control. You don't want anarchy. You want to be in the middle, but you want to lean towards more freedom. So you lean towards the right a little bit. Yeah. So anyway, I these are some important links I'm putting in the description of this video. But anyway, here's the bottom line of this video. This common thread about fascism is becoming their battle cry. I think it's probably going to be one of their talking points in the upcoming election. And it's just a stupid lie. And it's frightening to think how many educated people believe this lie, which goes to show you that their education isn't worth shit. If you think Trump is a fascist, then you're an idiot. If you think Charlie Kirk and his organization spread hate and extremism, then you're an idiot. Oh, speaking of that, I posted a tweet on my Twitter page. Because I saw AOC was on the House floor, and I was losing my mind watching this idiot, this utter blithering idiot. And here's what I posted. Quote, what happened there? Okay, here we go. For a moment, I thought that I had fallen through the looking glass into Wonderland. Did I actually just hear the most ignorant, dumbest, stupidest person in Congress, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, say on the House floor that it was Charlie Kirk and his views that were ignorant? Jerry Seinfeld may have referred to that as the bizarro world, where everything is the opposite of what it really is. Oh, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is the most pathetic, sorry excuse for a congressperson that we have ever had. She's a pathological liar, an ignorant moron, a promoter of the worst possible policies ever. Conversely, Charlie Kirk was a great family man and a father, a wonderful Christian. And we can see now how he has reached so many people and touched so many lives that not only are there huge rallies here in America, but there are huge rallies around the world, vigils and mourning and prayers. I guarantee you that when AOC finally steps off of this planet, there will be no rallies across the world to mourn her passing. Unquote. Yeah, I mean, she literally had the nerve to get on the House floor and say that Charlie Kirk's ideas and policies were ignorant. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The bizarro world. The most ignorant moron in Congress having the nerve to call Charlie Kirk's policies ignorant. She doesn't even know what they are. She can't possibly know what they are. None of these people know what they are. All the people who are saying that Charlie Kirk policies and the things he say are evil and intolerant and mean, they're idiots and they're liars. I don't know if they're one of the two. They're either stone cold liars or else they are so damn stupid that it's amazing that their brains generate enough ergs of energy to keep their hearts beating. That's how stupid those people are. So beware of the word fascist coming out of the mouth of anyone in fake news, CNN or CBS or ABC, or any Democrat politician, because you know one of two things. That person is either a stone cold liar or they are the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. Fascism and socialism and communism are all on the left. And if anybody in this country resembles fascism at all, it's the Democrats in the left, not us. Okay. You know, conservatives, American conservatism is very simple. And I say American because conservatism in different countries and European is not really quite the same as American conservatism. American conservatism is very, very simple. We adhere to the principles of the founding fathers, which is that God endowed all mankind with certain inalienable rights: life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and that government is best which governs least. That government is an evil, but it's a necessary evil. It's a necessary evil because you must have some government to make society work. You have to have laws, and people can't steal or encroach on people's properties or steal the properties or kill each other, or rules and regulations to govern commerce and have a military to defend. I mean, you have to have some government to make a lawful society work to that extent. But government very easily grows. It becomes a beast, and the more you feed it, the more it grows until it starts encroaching on your freedoms. And that's what's happened. I mean, we're about to reach a 250-year birthday of the United States. And it's amazing. The beast of government has grown from the early days. You can almost liken it to a toddler that was kind of bumbling around and falling over, right? Because, until we stopped being a confederacy and became They redrafted the Constitution. The country was kind of a mess. But once we had the Constitution, now the beast is there, manageable, but the beast has grown ever since. And now we're at the point to where it's 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 insane. There are so many unconstitutional laws on the books that it's unbelievable. And unfortunately, corrupt politicians put them there and they don't get rid of them. But that's a whole other story. Anyway, American conservatism is not fascist and it's not authoritarian. It's actually quite the opposite. We believe in small government, the less government, the better, more liberty, personal responsibility. We believe that everyone should have everyone should have an equal playing field to pursue their dreams. But very important, equality is not equity. Equity is a communist Marxist concept that no matter if you're really good or you're just sort of good, everybody gets an equal outcome. That's bullshit. That's why DEI is Marxist bullshit, because the E in DEI stands for equity, and that's a Marxist concept. We believe in equality, an equal playing field so that everybody can rise or fall on their own merits. Okay. I mean, the best way to describe the difference between equity and equality is then speaking of a playing field, let's picture a baseball field. A baseball field, okay? And both teams and everybody on the field, it's all their dugouts and their space, and then the whole field is nice and clean and perfect so that everybody gets an equal chance, right? You're not going to hand one side a crummy bat and lumpy balls and hand the other side nice bats and nice mitts, right? I mean, everything is equal. But whether you win or lose, or whether you hit home runs or whether you strike out, that's up to you. All right? That's what equality, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what equality and an equal shot at the American dream, that's the conservative view. Here you go. Here, it's all there for the taking, right? You don't have to be from a certain clan or a certain caste. You don't have to have nobility or noble blood or be born into a certain family. It's all there for the taking. It's up to you. You can work hard. You can study in school. You can get a scholarship. You can do that. You can try to join a big company. You can start your own business. Maybe you want to join the military and have a military career and end up being a big wig 4-star general. You can do whatever you want, but you are the only person who's going to decide if you succeed or not. That's conservative. That's equality. But the equity of DEI, that's not equality. Equity means we're gonna make sure that everybody gets the same. Oh, you have too much. Oh, you're white, and historically white have too many people, so we're gonna take something from you, and we're gonna give it to this black guy, even though this black guy can't really read or write, but that's okay. It's not his fault. You see what I'm saying? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And so that's what conservatism is. But the leftism and their socialism and their authoritarianism and their attempt to squash your rights, your right to own arms, your rights for free speech, and frankly, their attempt to actually re-engineer the human race by changing the number of genders and transgenderism and all that shit. They're evil, man. They represent fascism far more than any conservative or Trump. So that's the thing. That anybody who calls Charlie Kirk or Trump or Republican a fascist is a stone cold liar or a totally ignorant moron. High probability that they're both, because that's what fake news CNN is. And a couple of closing notes. To hell with this about ABC putting Jimmy Kimmel back on. Let me remind you guys, it's so easy to forget some of these things. ABC has been the most evil of the three alphabet networks ever. Do you remember back when they tried to put on a show called uh, GCB? That was the name of the show. It's like, what? GCB? It only lasted like one season, maybe two. Do you know why it was called GCB? Because first they tried to call it Good Christian Bitches. Yeah. He actually tried to come out with a primetime comedy show, or sort of a comedy hour-long show or whatever it was, called Good Christian Bitches. And people were so outraged that they backed off of it, and then they reintroduced it as GCB as if that makes any difference. And then they actually put it on the air. These are the same people who fired Roseanne Barr, probably their biggest star in recent times, because of a tweet or something she said. They're all crying about Jimmy Kimmel, but they forget what ABC did to Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr, of all people. I mean, right? I could go. ABC. We know that they stacked the deck on the presidential debates. They've lied through their. ABC is horrible, 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 horrible. This bit with Jimmy. So the fact that they're putting Jimmy Kimmel back on this, it's no surprise. But ABC is really bad. They're all bad, but I have to say that out of the three old-fashioned networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, ABC is the worst. They are the worst. You should not. Don't ever spend I know you might want to take your family to Disneyland and all that, but man, take them somewhere else. Don't give Disney and ABC any. Don't watch ABC and don't give Disney any of your money. So that's the one extra comment. The other comment is that X, the old Twitter deep state, is alive and well at X. You think that they've turned that X into a place where conservatives are safe? All they did was bring back some high-profile conservatives, right? They brought back Trump, and there was a whole bunch of conservatives that were canceled on Twitter and silenced during COVID and during the stolen 2020 election. So the high-profile people were brought back. But when it comes to the common, nobody like me, all the old algorithms and bullshit are still embedded. I call it the deep state, but the deep algorithm, maybe. That's what. So our X account was canceled. No reason given, other than the fact that I violated a community rule. But they don't tell you what it is. They just say you have posted something that violates our community standards. And then and then it's out. It's done. Everything is wiped out. All the followers, all the tweets, all gone. So I'm starting from scratch. So I'll put a link to that in the video. If you're on X, please follow us. That would be great. And please click on all the links. They're all important. All the links in this video. That would be great. Please share the video, and I will see you in the next great American video. Adios, muchachos.